Greetings, I am Harry Akena, and this is No Bullshit. Nigerians hoped and expected that our new president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, would deviate from the evil and often vindictive lawlessness of his predecessor, former President Muhammadu Buhari. Unfortunately, we are yet to see that happen. Mind you, I am not surprised at all because Tinubu declared during his election campaign that he would continue Buhari's legacy. Many Nigerians condemned Tinubu for that senseless pledge because every observer knows that Buhari's legacy is acute incompetency and lawlessness. For my example, I picked the comment of the former Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike.
I feel so ashamed that we have gotten to the level where sacrificing, people will come and say, look, I want to continue the good job of Buhari. What is the good job of Buhari? Of hunger is a good job. Of poverty is a good job. Of insecurity is a good job. Of the economy falling is a good job. It's such a shameful thing.
But I've got to tell you, Wike himself is a very irresponsible chameleon. He is openly and commonly alleged to have played an evil, murderous role in rigging the same Bola Tinubu into power in the 2023 presidential election. The reward for the chameleon is his current job as a minister in this government of the same Tinubu who he had lambasted. Man!
I'm leaving PDP to APC. See the reasons why I'm leaving PDP to join you. Tell me, are you willing to do all these things that PDP didn't do for me?
All of Nigeria, I believe you guys are seeing what is going on. This is Wike speaking to Tinubu, telling him he wanna leave to APC. He's gonna leave PDP to APC. Look at this man at this age. No integrity at all.
Now, let's go beyond Nyesom Wike's obvious lack of integrity and get back to my subject matter of Tinubu's apparent lawlessness. I've got two cases to demonstrate my position that President Bola Tinubu is apparently fulfilling his pledge to continue in President Buhari's evil legacy of lawlessness. First, I want to talk about Tinubu's unlawful detention of the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. And then I will talk about Tinubu's continued detention of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, commonly known by its acronym IPOB or IPOB. The government of President Bola Tinubu arrested Godwin Emefiele in June 2023 on various criminal charges, including illegal possession of firearms and sponsoring terrorism. My interest here is not the charges against Emefiele. In fact, if you ask me, or even as you ain't asking me yet, I still tell ya, Emefiele is most likely to be guilty of some, if not all, the charges against him. But my interest here is the lawlessness of Tinubu's government in the matter. As they say, two wrongs do not make a right. So, guilty or not, Emefiele's detention by Tinubu's government is illegal. The court of the land has long ordered Emefiele's release from detention on bail while the trial continues. But President Bola Tinubu refuses to obey the order, man. I postulate that President Bola Tinubu is apparently on a vendetta war against Emefiele, and I will tell you why pronto. The facts behind my postulation are common knowledge to the entire world. It is common knowledge that Emefiele became President Tinubu's enemy shortly before the nation's 2023 general elections. The incompetent Buhari was in power as president then. Buhari and Emefiele came up with a policy to redesign Nigeria's naira currency, and Tinubu did not like it one bit. And I will tell you why pronto. Godwin Emefiele offered some reasons for his redesign of Nigeria's currency, and most of them do make a lot of sense to many Nigerians, including yours truly, Mr. No Bullshitting.
Our aim mainly is to make our monetary policy decisions more efficacious, and like you can see, we've started to see inflation trending downwards, and the exchange rate is relatively stable. Secondly, we aim to support the efforts of our security agencies in combating banditry and ransom taking in Nigeria through this program, and we can see that the military are making a good progress in this important task in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, available data at the Central Bank of Nigeria has shown that in 2015, currency in circulation was only 1.4 trillion naira. As at October 2022, currency in circulation had risen to 3.23 trillion naira, out of which only 500 billion was within the banking industry, and 2.7 trillion held permanently in people's homes.
But, typical of the evil government of the incompetent President Buhari, Emefiele's idiotic and corruption-ridden execution of the policy was marred by terrible flaws. He created acute scarcity of money in the country. All Nigerians suffered immensely because they were deprived of their own money in the banks.
As Nigerians continue to feel the bite of Naira crunch, from long queues at automated teller machine points to excess charges at POS to get their hard-earned money, there seems to be no solution in sight.
Indeed, Tinubu himself did recognize the good elements of the policy, and he offered what I call useful suggestions for effective execution.
The presidential candidate of APC, Bola Tinubu, has not only empathized with millions of Nigerians going through the hardship, he has come to the rescue by suggesting 6-point pragmatic solutions to the Naira crisis. This 6-point agenda are captured as follows.
All unfinished goods.
Allow old and new Naira notes to coexist for 1 year. Immediate suspension of associated charges on online transactions. Bring in fintech companies with capabilities in currency swap program. Mobilize all money deposit banks payments platform to show clear commitment. CBN, NOA and others should commence enlightenment. The CBN and other relevant MDAs form Interagency Action Committee for immediate oversight over cash supply gaps. Experts have lauded these suggestions, explaining that they represent international best practices, and in no time, the pain will ease out.
Emefiele rejected Tinubu's suggestions because they negated his key intentions. Emefiele's idea was to make cash money scarce in the country. This was meant to prevent Tinubu and other politicians from buying votes and bribing electoral officials to rig the elections for them. And Tinubu took Emefiele's move quite personally. He saw it as a ploy to thwart his victory at the polls. Presumably, Tinubu had hoarded a huge sum of the old Naira currency for election rigging purpose.
Well, let's start the review with this day Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story, Tinubu, petrol scarcity, Naira redesign, ploy to sabotage my victory in the election.
If you were Bola Tinubu, when you assume office, what would you do?
I will call on Emefiele and others to come and explain what happened and what was the reason behind the redesigning of the Naira note.
Now, let's get to my second case of President Bola Tinubu's lawlessness. President Bola Tinubu inherited another vendetta war from his predecessor, President Muhammadu Buhari. I speak of Nnamdi Kanu from the Igbo tribe of southeast Nigeria, the leader of the militant group called the Indigenous People of Biafra, or IPOB, IPOB. I refer you to my previous blogs and vlogs on afroscope.com and YouTube, where you will find my detailed commentaries on this matter. You will also find my commentary on Buhari's self-confessed hatred of the Igbo tribe. My summary here is that President Muhammadu Buhari and his evil gang abducted Nnamdi Kanu from the Republic of Kenya in mid-2021. Kanu had thwarted Buhari's plot to annihilate the Igbo tribe with his Fulani jihadists, and Buhari hates him passionately for it. When his plot to kill Kanu failed, Buhari kept him in detention since 2021 until he left office in May 2023 against numerous court orders to release him. Man. The Igbo people, and indeed most of the good people of the entire Nigeria, are wondering why President Bola Tinubu has continued to keep Nnamdi Kanu in detention. I personally expected Mr. President to immediately release Nnamdi Kanu the very first week after his inauguration as president. I expected him to be sensitive and show that he is not another evil enemy of the Igbo people like President Muhammadu Buhari. I was hoping that he has no plan to continue Buhari's evil legacy of hatred and persecution of the Igbo people of southeast Nigeria. But unfortunately, President Bola Tinubu has refused to show such conciliatory sensitivity to my Igbo people. Man. So I ask, does President Bola Tinubu hate the Igbo people as much as the heartless Buhari does? If not, how come he has continued Buhari's evil vendetta of keeping Nnamdi Kanu in detention against several court orders? Man. The no bullshitting answers to these questions will make my story for another day. I invite you to make it a date and don't be late when Mr. No Bullshitting comes your way again. And until then, I continue to trust that you know that I ain't bullshitting ya, man.